This is Scott Taylor. Just wanted to touch base with you on the HM box that was sent to you. There was also some easy loggers, but I thought I'd give you a quick little tutorial on the HM box. The way I have my phone set up, I have categorization of the apps. Floor Protector is the founder and developer of these particular products. And since we're going on the HM box, I am going to touch on the HM box. I didn't realize I was still logged in, but for your sake, your email is Texas. Oops. One thing I've known about Texans, they're very proud of the state that they live in, which is great. This is your Texas or TCR, Texas Concrete Restoration. This is how you would actually start a measurement. You touch on that, and then you'd start a new measurement. Now you have to understand it actually categorizes it by the site. So you see that upside down triangle. I have different sites already added in there because I've been working on creating this tutorial. So we're going to go back again, and we're going to add a construction site, and I'll call this one test 1. Done. Street, Maine, postal code 12345, city, Dallas. Okay, I'm going to hit save. So now we're going to go back, touch on that again, start new measurement, upside down triangle. But let's go first through all of the questions it asks. Room name, building unit, stair number, and story, which also would mean level and or floor, 1 through however many floors you would have. If it was an in-floor heat system, that's when you would actually put a check mark in that. But since we're not doing that for any other reason than to give you some idea how everything works, and then you can actually change the intervals of measurements. I will touch on that. You see every hour, just so you know too, it actually, that's the default, is every hour. It takes a reading of the relative humidity and temperature of the ambient conditions, and the temperature of the slab itself and or wood subfloor for that matter, and then the relative humidity value based on the vapor emission. So with that being said, we're going to go into site. Remember, I just typed test 1. Room name, it's going to ask for that, so we're just going to call that test. Building unit's not as important, and I believe I can just start with that. And since I am not near your device, I'm not going to be able to start measurement, so I'm going to cancel it. Click OK. OK again, and now I'm going to show you exactly why putting all of those construction sites, these are all ones I've created for you, by going into a different account. I'm going to go into my master account and show you all of the different devices that I have on my app. And you're going to see too what shared means. As you can see, I have a demo unit on the very top. That's just the device that I would use. And then I interchange those with people that want to test them. And then you'll see a charcoal bar that says shared devices. Now these are all devices that contractors have asked me for support on. And let me just grab one out of Northern California. This particular one, I believe, is an in-floor heat system. As you can see, it brings up, let's start at the top. The last time it was synchronized was today at 1:16 Central Standard Time. The next sync is going to be 12 hours after the previous sync. So you'll see temperature, 64 degrees, a little bit over, 52%, a little bit under. We can get specifics once we slide left, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to slide left, and now you see it's 64.2 degrees, 51.9% relative humidity, and then the screed is 47.7%. We slide over again. Now we actually see in brown is actually the ambient conditions, relative humidity, and then the screed or the subfloor relative humidity is coming from the vapor emission. So what I usually like to do is spread that with my two thumbs if I want to get a closer look, and then I will look at the peaks and valleys. As we know, particularly in this case, the screed is at 52%. Ultimately, what we have learned is that the in situ probe test at 75% has shown to be 65% with the HMBox. Now you look to the center screen up above. Well, let's look on the right, reset zoom, and then let's hit the thermometer. The thermometer is actually going to give us temperatures. Now, what we know about this in-floor heat system is that in the wood floor business, an in-floor heat system should never exceed 80 degrees. And then this one barely does, but it does hit 79 and 81 degrees, 81.82, which is not that big of a deal. So if you want to look into it more specifically, you can actually hit the icon that looks like an eyeball, and that will actually give you the ability to now look at it from a horizontal standpoint. You can see the slide bar on the very bottom. That actually allows you to look at all of the data since you had started your measurement. Then what I do again is I spread it with my thumbs, and then what I like to do is also find the peaks and valleys. So here's a humidity in the room of 93%, which, as you know, concrete will not dry in those conditions. So that is what is so important about it. And then now we go back to, well, let's go back to settings, bottom right hand corner. This is where you pick the language. I prefer English in the US. There's English Great Britain, which then gives you different times and different date settings. Fahrenheit and Celsius, which obviously we use Fahrenheit, and then feet. Go back to the HM boxes, and then now you'll be able to see upper left-hand corner why this is so important for job sites. It stores all of the information. So let's look at one of the job sites. Here's a product that I put in Miller Coors to help them understand what was going on with their slab. And this particular instance, they were below the temperature allowance. Their relative humidity in the space was around 55%, 54.1. And then the humidity coming from the slab itself was 57.5. Now, when we start to look at it overall, we do know that we can see that it was, this would be considered a slab that would be dry enough for floor covering, any type of floor covering. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. Would be more than happy to help.